Drum roll. Welcome to Misunderstanding Millennials. I'm Jonathan Mills, and
I'm Chase Robertson.
You're
Is that my name?
Chase
Bobbert. Chase Bobbert.
Chase Bobbert. Unfortunately, if you're wondering where Chance is, unfortunately he is very sick today, and he didn't feel like being on camera or answering phone calls or really talking. So unfortunately, he's back in the control room today, so we're not going to really see much of him. But we do have Chase with us today.
What's up?
A little bit of a role reversal
Hello.
here. And I guess since, this is your first time you've been on our show, really, other than yelling from the back room.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
you are technically a millennial.
I'm technically a millennial. Chance, not?
No, he's not technically, depending on the definition, because some people would say that he is and some say that he's not. But
So this is the first time technically we've had two millennial hosts.
Right.
And I'm an elder millennial.
Right.
34. Where did the millennial, I don't even know where they run.
Typically it's, they say 80s, beginning of the 80s to the end of the 90s. Some say 95, some say 96. So it really depends on who you ask, but we kind of have that 5-year sort of give or take to be a millennial.
If someone in 1981, so that would be 37 years old?
Right.
Versus somebody that was, what's the cutoff, 20?
Cutoff right now would be 18 years old. 18-year-olds now would be either on the bridge of being millennial or Gen Z. So
I'd say that 37-year-olds and 18-year-olds have very little in common.
Exactly.
But they're being
classified as the same generation of people. And we do say on the show a lot that even for me and Chance to have a gap, I'm 23 years old and he's 18, we even have moments where we don't have a lot in common.
He's kind of embarrassing, right?
It is.
What is that? Is that a Gen Z?
It's he would be Gen Z.
And they're embarrassing, right?
They've done some embarrassing things. We've seen them eat Tide Pods. Those were like 15-year-olds. So those are younger Gen Z.
Those
I guess technically
Chance's peers.
They are his peers. Technically,
right?
They're his peers. So tonight, we just wanted to give you the heads up that Chance isn't here today, but we do have Chase, and we're going to have a perspective from a different millennial. So I think that's going to be fun. But all right, well we can go ahead and get into some topics. And I haven't ran these by you yet because obviously this is kind of like a split minute, like a last minute decision that's working out here. But I want to tell a little story about something that's been going viral in the Eden area over the past week. And I felt like we had to talk about this because it does involve a minor, technically, that would be Gen Z. Fisherman's Galley is a restaurant located in Eden, North Carolina. You know where that's at?
I do.
Okay, so if you know that's at, it's on East Meadow Road, and they have sparked a bit of controversy on Facebook and Google and social media recently. A Google review for the restaurant popped up a few days ago with some crazy claims, and there were a few reviews prior to that actually commenting on the issue too. And the full review posted about an experience in the restaurant in which a manager made a girl that was part of the wait staff approach a table and get on her hands and knees and beg for forgiveness as the entire building full of customers and staff kind of just like watch this go on.
Is that even real?
That's the first thing I said. I was like, there's no way this can be real. I was like, this is insane. But there are a lot of people commenting on it and reviews. There's Facebook posts that are like, people saying it's the grandfather of the girl and the mother of the girl and people who were at the restaurant. The Google review is actually from somebody who was eating there. But there's also the Facebook post that popped up last week from someone claiming to be the grandfather of the girl that works at Fisherman's Galley that shared sort of a similar story. She's 17. She works part-time. It was a busy Friday night. I believe it was this past Friday night. And the table simply got overlooked and something, that kind of happens on a busy night at a restaurant. You go and your food might not show up as fast as you want it to, but it's okay because they're busy. Well, the manager, and I'm not going to name the manager or anybody just because, she told the girl to go get on her hands and knees and apologize just like the previous story. And it included a lot of stuff saying that staff had done this often in the past, even as far back as a year and a half ago, just belittling and berating the wait staff and would justify it just saying that's like how we do things here.
How do you get away with that for a year and a half?
And that's what I said. I was like, that's pretty crazy for like a year and a half that you get away with that. But a lot of people said that the owner would kind of just brush it off as sort of, that's kind of like an outrageous claim. And again, the manager would just kind of say, oh, well, that's just how things go here.
You're just telling a waitress to get down on her hands and knees in the floor.
In the floor.
Like an animal.
And beg for forgiveness from a
embarrassing,
customer.
Right?
Of course that's embarrassing. That's ridiculously embarrassing.
So I've only eaten there once. And when I was there, it was, I think I was the youngest person in there by half. And this was 2 weekends ago. I think was literally the first time I've been there. But I had my shades on.
Okay.
And man, you should have seen the looks that I was getting.
Really? Were you getting a lot of dirty looks?
Turning around, looking at me like, this fella think he's doing with his shades on?
I know.
So I don't know.
Probably,
that was my impression, but that is insane.
They're probably looking at you like a younger millennial, like because of that.
But right,
they're probably like this kid.
That dang millennial.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we only do the show once a week, so this kind of did get a resolution over the past week when this happened. Because I had intended on talking about it when I first heard about it, but the people who made the original claim on Facebook, claiming to be family of the daughter, did say that the manager did apparently get fired. So that had its resolution. And from what I understand from the post, the daughter also does not work there anymore, which I find kind of weird because like if the manager is the problem and she's gone,
right?
But I don't know what happened to her, if she quit or got fired or whatever happened.
Is she embarrassed? But we got justice for the manager. If that manager really was a jerk and was telling him to do that, we got justice.
Yeah, that is justice. But I mean, but again, this is a 17-year-old, so technically a minor. Technically Gen Z, but a minor being told to do these things in a restaurant.
And what do you do from their perspective? She probably needs a little bit of gas money or whatever.
Right.
And, she feels like those are her bosses, but how belittling.
Seriously.
It's gross.
And, I mean, a lot of people talk about, this generation and, like the younger people in my generation or our generation being so lazy and they don't want to work and stuff. And, man, when you get into a job like that, I can't say I really blame you for not wanting to put up with something like that.
I think they're full of it. Like if somebody that's 45 or 50 years old, when they're complaining on 18-year-olds, what were they doing when they were 18?
Exactly. We talk a lot about, I think it was our previous generation, like, I guess it would technically be like my parents, they sort of have this moment of, oh, well, they're smoking and listening to rock and roll and partying all the time.
What were y'all doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, similar claims
I've seen
that people...
pictures, Mom. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You guys were doing the same thing. It's just timing.
Yeah.
Just timing.
But
y'all doing the same thing.
Regardless of what any young person, especially a minor, does in their free time, I don't think anyone really deserves to be treated like an animal being made to be on their hands and knees, literally begging for forgiveness in front of a busy, crowded room full of diners and staff and everything. They made some comments like, staff was like pointing and snickering and laughing. So it's shameful. It's just really shameful.
And it took a Google review.
A Google review, which then caused a bunch of people sort of flooding in 1-star reviews saying that they heard this. Either they said that they heard the story or were there when it happened, and they couldn't believe the staff was like that, and they said they wouldn't eat there again until that manager was fired.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
It took being exposed on the internet.
Yeah, and apparently, like I said, I can't attest to it, but they said this has been going on for at least like a year, this manager. So
that's pretty sick.
That's crazy.
Do you have their name? We can't say it, but...
I have the name, but I don't know if we should.
I'm going to Facebook you, manager.
I did look her up. I could not find anything.
Female.
Sorry.
Old Betty. Is she an old Betty? How old is she?
She didn't look that old. I think she would say she was part of the Gen X generation, if anything.
No, the manager.
Yes.
Manager was young?
Gen X, older than me.
Say like 45, 50?
I would say that's probably a little high.
40.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, anyway.
But anyway, that's besides the point. I have another major topic, and I feel like we always say this the previous weeks that we have something we want to talk about, but then something else happens that we want to talk about. I feel like we need to talk about this situation.
Jonathan owns Nikes.
I've got my Nikes.
He owns Nikes, y'all, and he ain't burned them yet.
I haven't burned my Nikes yet. How about you? How many Nikes do you own?
I do own a pair of Nikes.
How do you feel about your Nike?
I'm wearing Crocs today, but
that's not
I kept
much better.
my Nikes.
Okay, well, here I have my pair of Nikes, and they are still intact, but blowing up in the news recently has been Colin Kaepernick having this sponsorship deal with Nike, and boy, is it blowing up on the internet. As you know, or I assume most people by this point know, that Colin Kaepernick, controversial figure, he began the movement back in 2016 of sitting or kneeling in protest during the national anthem during NFL games. Nike just picked him up as the new face of their Just Do It campaign. And you can see the advertisement there on the screen, and that picture's taken from his Twitter page. And this blew up the internet, and people either sort of in support of Nike or just like straight up denouncing Nike totally. And some have taken a bit of a more drastic approach, and they have decided to destroy their Nike apparel. And I think we have a couple of pictures and videos of these videos have been showing up. We can look at the first one. It's a tweet by Sean Clancy with a pair of Nike shoes burning, saying, "Since when did the American flag and national anthem become offensive?" If we could get that photo up, I think it's They don't work. Okay, well that's the photo of the video tweet slash. But yeah, that's the picture from Sean Clancy's Twitter, burning the shoes. How do you feel about this
Oh
idea
my
of
goodness
burning the
gracious.
shoes?
I'm not going to defend Nike because Nike represents, I think, like the capitalist corporate culture of ripping people off. But I'm going to say as a veteran, it doesn't offend me if somebody takes a knee. And a lot of veterans that I know felt the same way. We fought for people's freedom, not necessarily for people to have to worship a flag mandatory. So it didn't hurt my feelings that he took a knee. But I'm not going to defend Nike necessarily because I think they've been ripping poor people off for a long time. So I'm on the middle of the road on this one. I'm not mad at them for Colin Kaepernick. I'm mad at them for treating their foreign workers like crap and underpaying them, and then coming over here and charging poor people ridiculous amounts of money with, just using famous people to push your brand, knowing that people that can't afford them buy them and they're overpriced. They're just blah, But I'm not going to burn their shoes because of Colin Kaepernick.
But I mean, it is kind of ironic to me because a lot of people are now, and I mean, again, I don't have anything wrong if you want to burn the shoes or your products in protest. That's fine. Like, I mean, you totally have the right to do that. But I mean, they already got your money.
Yeah, did you already pay for them?
If you already got the shoes, like these shoes right here that I have, I bought like 2 or 3 years ago. I still have them, and I gave them my money. If I were to burn them now, I mean, the only thing that would really be coming out of it is I would probably be getting some likes on Twitter and
maybe or
and
people
one
telling
less
you you're dumb.
one less pair of shoes. I'd be getting a lot of responses. Doesn't matter if they're good or bad. I'd be getting a lot of responses.
I think that we should do a challenge tonight, and what we'll do is we'll take one. Are the phones open? No,
not yet.
When they open up the phones, we're going to take calls. Should we burn Jonathan's shoes or not? We're going to burn them right here live on the air.
Wait a minute.
Yes or no? You guys let us know.
I'm really glad I didn't.
Do we burn Jonathan's Nikes or no?
I'm really glad I didn't bring my Jordans because I really don't want those to burn.
What'd you pay for those?
A lot. Like I bought them from like a website like because they're rare.
They're rare.
So they're expensive.
Do they make you ball? Can you ball?
I mean, I'm not good at basketball, but sometimes when I move, I squeak, and that makes me feel cool.
What about NBA 2K? You good at that?
Yeah, I could probably play that. I mean, I can do that with,
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think we should probably go ahead and take a break, and we'll get some more into this whole Nike Colin Kaepernick deal. If you want to send us an email, our email address is there at the bottom of the screen, millennials47@gmail.com. We'll be opening up the phone lines here in a little bit once we finish our conversation, I believe, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Misunderstanding Millennials today with Jonathan and Chase.
Chase Bobbert.
Instead of Chance.
Bobbert.
So we had some emails come in during the break that we want to get to. He said, "What's up, fellas? Check this out." And it is a screenshot from, I'm not sure what, this link right here, I'm not sure what country this goes back to be honest. I have no idea.
It's a meme.
Is it a meme?
I call it that.
Yeah, okay, if it's on the internet, it's a meme. But it is an article from what looks to be an old newspaper that says, "Failed to give Nazi salute. German football club banned for 12 months." And some of it's a little hard to read, but I'll try and make out what I can. Berlin, Sunday. The football club has been prohibited from playing during 1934 because the team failed to give the Nazi salute when entering the field to play against a French club from Nancy at, I believe it says, Meta in December. The failure of the team to give the salute is alleged to be due to the... I see that we're in the black. Are we... Okay, no, we're good. I'm just making sure. The failure of the team to give the salute is alleged to be due to the Frenchmen threatening that they would not play and the Germans would receive no compensation if the salute was given because it was feared that the spectators would riot. All sports clubs were forbidden to take part in French engagements until the incident had been settled. How do you feel about that? I mean, that kind of sounds a little familiar.
Yeah, it's relevant. You got to worship the flag.
I mean, yeah.
Take part in sports.
Banned for 12 months for not giving. And I mean, we will say it is a Nazi salute, but we're talking in Germany in 1934, I believe is what it was.
So, and I don't know the specifics on this, so if anybody does, call in and tell us, but the NFL and other major sports leagues get taxpayer money. Like when you see jets flying over and the big American flag rolled out, that's not voluntary. They don't do that for no reason. They do that because they're paid to do it. And so the professional sports leagues are recipients of a lot of taxpayer money. And I think the government might, in return, expect some patriotism, I guess.
Right.
But if it's only because it's being paid for, it's not authentic.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, we had a few more emails. One just says, "Don't burn your shoes." So that's one for not burning the shoes.
Man,
all right. So we're gonna have one for not burning.
All right.
And then we have another one that comes in that says, "Not because it matters. I just want to watch John burn his own shoes." Chief Keef, fire starter.
So that's one for burning.
That's one for burning. We'll have burning right there and not to burn on that side.
Can we be real and say that your mom said don't burn your shoes? Do you want to put that there too?
She did. She did say you better not burn those shoes. So.
Yeah. So we got to mark that as a don't burn shoes.
Okay. Yeah.
We're listening to you.
Yeah.
But you only get one vote. I'm sorry.
So we're not burning the shoes.
We might.
As of now, we're not. The shoes in question, they are Nike.
Nikes.
They are Nikes.
Nikes.
But okay. So anyway, going back to this issue with Colin Kaepernick, I mean. We kind of talked about the form of protest. That's fine if you want to burn your shoes and everything. That's fine. But what I sort of think is ironic about all this is it's like this is kind of, which I say is ironic because I have a pair of Nikes. I have a few pairs. But this is what it comes to sort of say, okay, we got to boycott Nike. We got to protest Nike. They were under fire a few years ago for their excessive use of sweatshop labor. Right. You were just talking about this a minute ago.
Right.
And so it's like, that's fine. We can brush the sweatshop and child labor under the rug. But boy, the moment that they sponsor him...
Abusing children is cool. Abusing children, fine. Because they're probably brown children. They're overseas. Yeah. So abusing those brown children is fine. But God forbid you take a knee during our special song. That's what I hear.
Right. And I'm just like, it kind of blows my mind that it's like nobody protests. Like, we talk about the children so much. I say that as like... a country, we look to protect the children and everything, but I guess it's not our children, so it's okay, I guess.
It's hypocritical.
It is very hypocritical. But I mean, I feel like there are much better causes for protest than Nike sponsoring him for that.
Right.
And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I might be starting an unnecessary fire for this one, but I mean, can we talk about the fact that children have been abused in the Catholic Church and churches in general for years, but nobody's boycotting any churches?
And the fact that children were abused at a haircut parlor in Eden.
Really? That's the same.
Right. And the man walks. Mm-hmm. The alleged perp walks, and I don't see protests at the courthouse. However,
totally agree.
However, there were about 200 people protesting at the courthouse over gay marriage.
That's a good point.
The locals will protest gay marriage, but not sex crimes against children, where the perp walks. It's just... Lost for words.
Yeah, it's very ironic that it's like, of all things in the world that we could really be protesting and sort of saying, hey, this is really bad, we shouldn't be doing it. This is the one. And I mean, the thing that's ironic, and I feel like a lot of people don't really see, his sort of actions during these, national anthems as this. But by protesting Nike and him in general, you're kind of protesting equal rights in a sense. Because, I mean, the lines have kind of been blurred by this point by the media and people as to what it is that he's actually kind of fighting for and protesting.
Right.
Because, I mean, a lot of people just, like, immediately say, yeah, he hates America. He's protesting America as a whole. He hates, police. He hates the police force, everything like that. But, I feel like those lines have kind of been blurred. Nobody really knows what it is that is even being protested anymore.
They didn't listen. I don't know specifically because I didn't follow it in the beginning, but Kaepernick laid out the reasons why he was protesting in an articulate way on live television. And so if you really want to know why he's protesting, you can listen to what he said, or you can listen to pundits on the television and on the radio spin what they want to spin and make him un-American. And it's just it's misrepresenting what he said.
Right.
And again, man, if you want to, I don't think you should be forced to worship anything. The flag, you shouldn't have to sing a special song or say a special pledge. If it's in your heart to do that, you should do that. But if we are truly the land of the free, let us be free to make that decision.
I definitely agree.
That's how I feel.
An interesting fact that I was going to bring up at the beginning of the Colin Kaepernick stuff that I actually forgot to mention was I don't know the guy's name. I believe he was a former NFL player. Colin Kaepernick actually had this idea in mind beforehand, before he actually did it the first time back in 2016. And the guy who actually he sat down and spoke with that gave him this idea of kneeling during the anthem is actually a veteran. The veteran gave him this idea of, if you want to, sort of share your message, get your message out, but not do it in a disrespectful way towards the military, take a knee during the anthem. And that's kind of why he took that route.
But now it's been painted as a disrespect towards vets.
Right.
But I've noticed a lot of people saying that aren't asking vets what they actually believe.
Right. And I mean, I'm sure that there's some out there that probably
absolutely.
Don't like it,
right.
But I mean,
but
I haven't
not
really...
all of them. Not all of them.
Right, of course.
I have a lot of peers that are vets. I'm a vet, and not everybody's upset about it. We don't look at it as a disrespect to troops or veterans or America. It was a peaceful protest. What do you want him to do?
Yeah, I mean,
what do you want him to do?
I'm sure there are plenty of worse things that can be done, but I mean, there's not much harm coming from taking a knee during the national anthem. And when it comes to this whole burning of the Nike shoes, and unfortunately a picture's not working in the back, but I believe the guy's name was John Rich. Sorry, he's a country music artist. Unfortunately, I don't have the picture to show you, but he tweeted out a photo of his sound man cut off the swooshes of his socks. And he was a veteran,
right.
And he cut off the swooshes of his socks after that ad came out. But here's how I feel about it, or just the thought about it is, if you're going to start destroying your Nike shoes and your Nike shirts and all your Nike apparel that you just can't stand seeing anymore. I feel like there are probably better things you could do with it. Maybe you should probably take it to like a homeless shelter or donate it to homeless veterans so that they can have, new like a pair of shoes or some clothes or something like that, rather than just destroying it out of spite. That's just my thought. I mean,
I can't remember the craziest statistic. A veteran commits suicide every 20 minutes. Is that what this Walking Marine around here locally is about? Is about the suicide prevention?
Yeah.
Where significantly more vets are taking their own lives than are losing their lives in battle. That's something to protest. That's something to get behind.
That's definitely something people should worry about.
Yeah. So.
But
look, what do you want to do?
Yeah. We actually haven't put our numbers up, but well, we do have 2 calls waiting. Do we want to go ahead and take a call now and then go to break, or take a call now? All right, let's take a call. Which one do we want to do? I don't know, actually. Chase. All right, let's see if this works. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Yes.
Go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, I'm a veteran, and I think the flag. it was blood shed. It was things fought for the flag. If you don't respect the flag and if you don't respect the national anthem, well, it seems like to me that you don't have no respect for the people that came before, or what they fought for, what they shed their blood for. I mean, you got to stand up for something. He could find another venue to express his wishes and thoughts or whatever he thinks. If he thinks he's been discriminated against and all this, why would you choose the flag? Something that, as far when I was in the military, every veteran I ever knew was around, respected the flag and respected the United States, the anthem. That's what we fought for because it meant something. If America and our freedom don't mean anything to you, okay, lay down, take a nap when they're playing it. I don't care what you do, but you don't have the right to come out there on a national TV where you got millions of fans paying their money to see a sport. And you're going to use that as a venue to disrespect the country and the veterans. It's not right, I don't think. You got your opinion, I got mine. But you got to stand up for something. And what the veterans that believe in this are supposed to lay down and let this guy disrespect the flag and the country. And who does he serve? I mean, has he ever been in the military? Has he ever sacrificed anything for the flag or for the country?
Right. Well, do you want to go ahead?
I was going to say thank you so much for your service. First of all, I appreciate the service for the country. And I agree with you 100% that you have to stand up for something. And if you believe strongly that what he's doing is wrong, I'd encourage you to stand up for that. Obviously we have a difference of opinion, but I fully back your belief. And I agree with you that you should stand up for something. So if you think this is important, definitely voice your opinion like you're doing right now on this show. He does have an extraordinary okay, all right, see you later. He does have an extraordinary podium as far as expressing his opinion. If me or you took a knee at a high school football game, it would go unnoticed.
Yeah.
So it is a strong podium that he has, but it is what it is.
And the thing is I feel like a lot of people who sort of have that status, like like actors, actresses, celebrities in general, I feel like they sort of have that platform where they feel that they can take these causes that go unnoticed and can sort of expand it and broaden it because they're in such a spotlight. But unfortunately, the caller hung up. But I was actually going to ask the caller what he thought about the actual reason for him doing that, because he just said that he was like just doing it out of disrespect for the flag and the country. But but in reality, what he's really doing it is for sort of, I guess you could say it's sort of like equal rights and police brutality.
Racial injustice.
Right, racial injustice. That's the best way to put it, really.
And he doesn't think that the world has done him wrong. He knows that he's rich.
Yeah.
And he doesn't think that America has treated him poorly. But what he's doing is, and he's trying to speak up for people that he thinks doesn't have a voice and they're being treated unfairly. And that's what he's doing it for, not because he hates America.
Right.
But anyway, we appreciate your call. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, caller. For we probably need to go ahead and take a break. It's about 7:30. Go ahead, if you want to call in. The lines are open. We have one waiting call. Our email is millennials47@gmail.com. If you don't feel like calling in, go ahead and send an email. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back after a few messages.
Peace.
Misunderstanding Millennials. We're talking about Nike and Colin Kaepernick, and I have my Nikes here again because we didn't mention it. We have a burn counter going on right now. 2 people said don't burn them, and 1 said to burn. But we're going to go ahead and take some more calls, I think.
You guys let us know. We're going to burn them right here.
Chance is running back from his back room to let everybody know that these are his Nikes.
And these are the ones we'll actually be burning.
Mm-hmm. So I get to keep mine. So
let us know. God, man, he needs to wash them too. All right, this caller has been holding for a while.
All right. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Hello?
Good evening, Bill.
How's it going?
Oh, here we go. This is your friend.
I'd like to back up the last caller's commentation.
Okay.
Because he's absolutely, totally, completely correct about everything you said.
Okay.
And please don't interrupt me until I can get this out.
Sure.
I'm on a limited time. I am a Vietnam War veteran.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Holy cow.
I've got 2 Purple Hearts.
Wow.
And I fought for this country. And I got wounded. That's the reason I have my Purple Heart.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about sports stuff. All this pro football, basketball, anything to do with it, every bit of it is at least 85 to 87% black or Latino players, no matter what team.
Is that because they're better at it, or?
Well, they ought to be. They're from Africa.
The Africans are more athletic, or
trees
Africans are more athletic?
Game to live. And don't interrupt me now. I don't want you to eat up my time.
Oh, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
All right.
They ought to be great at it. They're right out of Africa. That's all Africans has ever done.
Were they born here?
Was hunt
What?
game and hunt it down, swat it, gut it, kill it, and cook it.
And that's kind of like basketball, or?
All the sports stuff you're talking about, they ought to be great at it because that's what they're prone to do from the beginning.
To hunt and eat?
And then you're talking about your sports. At least 85 to 87% of your pro sports are the African Americans, or whatever you want to call them. I call them Africans because that's what they are.
Well, yeah. I mean, what about the ones who were actually like born here, that they're not technically African?
They're still descendants.
Okay. Well, I mean that.
I'm European, or no, I'm French.
Yeah, I mean that would make us like all some form of European.
Makes them have the same genes and everything. I mean, and you can't deny at least all your pro basketball and football teams are at least 85 to 87% black and Latino.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I think it's because they're probably better at it.
Actually, we have some numbers coming to us. Do you want to read these?
I don't know where these came from.
Well, we've got some numbers from the 2016.
You might have 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 pro Anglo-Saxon white people on the team. 85 to 87%.
This one's showing roughly maybe 70 to 75% black.
And don't let me eat up my time here. Let me say this, and then I'll finish.
All right, go ahead.
The schools that they go to.
Who's that?
These schools.
Are you talking about the players?
Let them get in there. The Latinos and the blacks. They let them get in there. They don't have to pass grades. they don't have to
Like an athletic
do
scholarship.
what
he's talking about.
normal Anglo-Saxon white people do. They, only thing they got to do is they can play sports. All they got to do is show up, and they'll automatically go get the grade, which is wrong, which is not fair.
I believe
Got you.
there's-
We got your point, sir, and that's the 2 minutes. Thank you so much for your call. And not only that, but thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you.
I know you said you got 2 Purple Hearts. That's serious, and that was a real crap situation that you got put in back in the day, and we appreciate you. But we're gonna have to go to the next caller.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Well, you don't want to elaborate, do you?
No, we will.
Thanks, caller. Appreciate it.
I would like to elaborate now,
go ahead.
so we have a chance to talk about that. Well, we do have the 2016 census from the NFL. It's 1,500 African American, 584 white, 34 Pacific Islander, and 83 other or unknown to go along with those statistics. But I'm pretty sure that I'm not sure what board it is that has a rule against making sure that because I mean it's common that these athletes do take classes that basically just keep them in the school so that they can play. But I'm pretty sure that I'm not sure what it's called, that they have some sort of like rule system and board that checks to make sure that that's not happening. But
No, I agree. If caller, you were talking about people with athletic scholarships going to these schools and not being held to the same academic standards that other people are.
That is true.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, I would not say that's...
It's not only African
Yeah,
American.
it's not exclusive at all.
Athletic scholarships. I'd say any talented athlete probably is not held to the same standard academically. And if most of those athletes are African American, I think it's because there's no affirmative action in sports. You're either good or you're not. If you can score points, they don't care about the color of your skin. So if the numbers show, maybe African Americans are better at basketball or more athletic, and I'm not sure why, but if there were white guys that could ball like that, the NBA players would be signing them.
Oh yeah, definitely. And as for the comments about pulling them straight out of Africa because they're so used to, I believe Africa might be a little bit more developed than you think it is.
Can we just say racist? Can I say that out loud?
I mean, if you want to,
Can I say it? I don't know.
I'm definitely with you there. I mean, what else can you really say to that? I guess we can go ahead and take the next call then.
Sure.
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing good. See, I got a couple questions for a lot of your callers.
All right.
I'd like to speak about the point that it's not the correct time for Colin Kaepernick to be, protesting the national anthem. My only question is, when is the correct time? In their bedroom, under a blanket, with all the lights off? Do they think that they're actually going to get seen? Like, they're on a world stage. NFL is one of the most popular sports in this country. Mm-hmm. This gentleman rose to the successful place that he was at in his career, and he was able to demonstrate that.
Right.
So my only question is to, some of your fan base is, when would be an appropriate time, according to them?
Oh, yeah. You bring up a great point, and this is something I've thought about, is a lot of people, and it kind of goes with this, I believe the same thing was said about pushing for gay marriage. They're saying, oh, well, now's just not really the right time. I can't remember what context it was, but it was recent. And they were kind of pushing that idea of now's not the right time. If we wait 5 years, maybe it'll be a better... Like, are we really supposed to keep, postponing? And, I mean, we have to look at, Colin Kaepernick, and it's like I said to the last caller, he's in the spotlight, and you said the same thing. He's in the spotlight with all these other celebrities, and people see him. So, I could go out on the street right now and try to make some sort of protest or demonstration, and maybe, the 4 people who drive down the street might see me and not care. Exactly. So, yeah, you make a great point.
And the truth is that if Colin Kaepernick or any other professional athlete was standing up for a cause that, say, that caller believed in, he probably wouldn't have an issue with him using that podium to do that. Mm. And that's just the truth.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the fact of the matter is that our tax dollars, like you said there, Chase, about the amount of tax dollars that our country spends to get these sports teams. I mean, of course, there's some expectation, but in reality, it's a voluntary process. That's the whole thing about this country that makes this country one of the best countries in the world, is just the voluntary process of doing so. These guys work for a company. The NFL is a company.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it is. It's a private entity. They're allowed to do whatever the heck they want to that follows the employee handbook, basically.
That's right.
Now, the NFL's recently changed the employee handbook, and they're dealing with it accordingly. If they still want to make a statement and still want to make a change, they can do so. And I just don't understand why many of your callers do not want people to be free.
That's what it boils down to is freedom.
If one caller could call in and talk about the fact that they served. I mean, you had 2 veterans called in. They served us to have the right to do so. So I'd like to hear why they don't want us to have the right now, because they don't agree with it. So they were only fighting for what they believe in, and that's it, not anybody else's.
And to me,
I just don't quite understand.
They weren't necessarily. The last caller said that they were fighting for the Stars and Stripes, for that logo, that flag.
And that's it?
Yeah, right, exactly. No, to me, it was the ideals behind it, and specifically freedom.
Yeah, I thought it was freedom.
Right.
You know, every single thing that comes on that Constitution that last week one of your callers liked to talk about so much. So I just don't quite understand. But either way, keep on going, guys. That's all I want to say. I was just curious if any caller could.
Hey, do we want to burn Jonathan's shoes or no?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, mark that up. It's a tie, 2-2. Appreciate you, caller.
I mean,
Thank you.
Burn both shoes.
Both? I don't get to keep one?
No.
Ah, all right. All
All
right.
right, man. Appreciate the call.
Thank you so much for calling.
You on
Next
the air?
call?
Go ahead, caller.
How y'all doing?
How's it going?
My signal's breaking up, so sometimes y'all disappear. That's why I'm talking a little bit off key, turn your TV down, all that little delay and stuff. But
Yeah.
anyway, I got a question. Do y'all repeat this show about 1 o'clock tonight?
I believe we do. You can also, if you want to watch a repeat, you can go on YouTube and just go to youtube.com and in the search bar type in Misunderstanding Millennials, and you'll see our logo. It kind of has like a space logo, and it says MIS for misunderstanding.
Okay, that's fine. Second part, similar question. Does the TV station have a schedule? I just picked y'all up about a month or so ago. I caught you in 2016 for a few days out of the blue and got hooked on that Now Explosion, the old music.
Yeah.
I just love it. I love the card shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all got a real TV show instead of reality crap that's out there.
Yeah, this is real.
Right.
This is real as you get.
Things with razzle dazzle. You got to talk and listen. Nothing's going to get solved by saying I'm right and you're wrong.
Right.
It don't work that way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So as far as the repeats, we do. I'm not sure in particular when they replay this show. Chance or Matt, if you want to chime in, they will repeat this show at
What
some
about
point.
just a TV schedule for everybody?
Right? They don't have one that they publish.
Repeat the news for a day, and then you go to the live news. That's like, what's going on
It is
here?
confusing.
I'm not being silly.
I
Oh,
agree
yeah,
with
I
you
totally agree.
120%. Here's what happens. They replay yesterday's news at 7, 8, and 9 a.m., and then at 12 p.m., and then at 3 p.m., you see yesterday's news. And then at 5 o'clock is when today's news starts. And then we'll repeat that for the rest of the night and then tomorrow. So a lot of people say, hey, why are you guys always playing yesterday's news? It's because we are until it's 5 p.m. And then at 5 p.m., we'll start playing today's news.
Yeah.
It's like any. Here's another comment about the station in general. If I just walk in, obviously at 2 or 3 in the morning, it ain't going to be live, you know.
Right.
But in the afternoon or evening, why should I get worried about a fire in Martinsville or any place in y'all's area? I've got people living there. I'm having a heart attack. That's just down the block from where they live. Just have some kind of thing saying this is live or this is a
Yeah,
repeat
I agree
show
with you 120%.
for all of the state.
I have
your
fought
program.
with Charles for 2 years about that.
I've
and
actually-
I'll keep up the fight.
I've actually been looking into a way for some of our repeated episodes of all of our shows, a way to try and get a sort of like previously recorded,
Just a
like if
little
you're
bug
looking in
in
the
the
little
corner.
top over here, it says
Yeah.
previously recorded, so you don't have to worry about
Exactly.
stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's too hard to do that something can be done.
I have 2 minutes left because this was all technical talk. I know I was wanting to talk to Chase about something last week, and I hope he gets better. But I don't want to talk.
No chance.
Unless he's got the reaction about what was said last week.
You're talking about Chance?
If you're talking about Chance, he's in the back producing the thing.
Yeah,
so.
you said he was sick. You say the new guy, he's new to me.
Hey.
He's Chance. So obviously millenniums are 67% named Chance or whatever case I forget.
Yeah.
Come on, let's have a laugh. Nothing's perfect. You know, I'm just trying to.
That's funny. No, I think Chance, what happened was last week he fired everybody up, and now he's scared to come face these callers this week. So they penciled me in to sit in his place. Is that what happened?
What?
Is that what
Actually,
happened?
It looks like he's coming over here.
He's
so
coming here. We're going to have a physical altercation right here on the air.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get Chance in. If you want to go ahead and ask him a question.
Yeah. Come on in.
What's up? What's going on?
I'm going to try to condense this as quick as I can. And like any subject, it ain't no left and right, up and down, right and wrong. It's many facets to everything. But on Star Talk, I believe a caller called in and heard something that you said that really got him upset. And I think he, not to make a joke, he only heard half of it or heard what he thought he heard. He misunderstood a conversation going on, and it really fired him up. And you can apologize or listen, but I agreed with him up to a point because it was about the statute, and you was making. This is my opinion. You was getting a little flippant and a little excited, and he might have heard that the wrong way. But the way I heard it, any war memorial, people died. People died, right or wrong, on both sides. People died, blood and guts.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't funny, and I know you did. I don't think you meant it that way. I really don't. Y'all seem like decent people. You know, I flash, razzle dazzle. Let's have a reality show.
Well, people died.
Talk show and talk. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, people died. I respect that, but I'm just saying they didn't die for this country. They died for the Confederate
But
side.
listen, they got told the same lies that the Yankees got told. No country, no person, no concept is perfect.
No, I agree.
No religion. Let's talk about some memorials that the Taliban just blew up. They've been there for centuries. But it was like a wall. It was like a side of a mountain, and it was already falling down just by age. And they just blew. They didn't tear all of it down, but they took a big. Is that right?
No,
is that right or wrong? Let's discuss that. It's a memorial for somebody, for some purpose, for some thought.
Oh, well.
And I got the solution for these memorials if you want to talk a little bit.
Well, I'm not saying that they should be being torn down, ripped down, disrespectful like that. But I think they should not maybe be up in public. They could be taken somewhere in a museum and stuff like that.
Well, if you hide it, nobody has a chance to even question it, right or wrong. Or I didn't know that. Hey, that's news to me. I learned something today.
Well, I'm not sure, caller. Sorry, I'm not feeling well.
I'll give you my solution, and it's just quick and simple.
Sure.
Okay.
And it ain't going to be the finding. Hey, here's the final solution. Look up that on the internet.
Get about 30 seconds, caller. We got to...
Any of these memorials, it's like, if it's a big conflict, let's put a little stone beside it that says, this is why. Because this guy, when they dedicated, he said something about slavery that was really bad. Yeah, slavery's bad, but he said something really bad, and that. But I don't think anybody's walked around that monument and it has detriment. It has just ruined their lives because there was a monument of something somewhere in any. They made Yankee monuments. They on mail order. They just made tons of monuments.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, caller. I don't think people should be near as upset either. But we do have to go. We're coming up on the hour. Caleb is coming up next with What Does the Bible Say? Colin, talk to Caleb. Keep watching. Keep watching. He's fun too.
Thank you very much.
All right, man. Later.
Thank you so much for that call, caller. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. I just want to say, Chase, thank you so much for being on here. I think it was fun. I think we need to maybe, we can all rotate and we'll have some different faces on here every so often. Maybe I'll let you and Chance have fun up here, and then people can confuse who you two are. You don't like that?
That show would be a mess.
But I mean, hey, we're millennials, so we're all a mess, right?
Jonathan's moderate and level-headed. Me and Chance. We a little out there. All right, it was fun.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody that called in, all the emails that came in tonight. Unfortunately, we're at 2 and 2 for burning or not burning the shoe, so it looks like they survived. If you want to check us out some more, you can check us out on Facebook at Misunderstanding Millennials. Look us up on Facebook, like our page, so you'll see when we go live. And YouTube, Misunderstanding Millennials, you'll see our logo with the space background and everything. Be sure to subscribe to that so you can see our episodes online if you can't watch them locally. And that's it from us. So thank you for watching, and we'll be back next Thursday, 7 p.m. for some more controversial stuff.
Yep.
See you.